Most of you that follow politics in America are probably familiar with the term war on women. It's a term that Democrats usually use to describe Republicans. They say that they have a war on women based on several policies that they have regarding sexual education in schools, Planned Parenthood, providing contraceptions for individuals, and allowing abortions to happen. Republicans tend to oppose this, so they're said to have a war on women. So imagine my surprise when I see an ad on Facebook that's describing Obama's war on women, rather. I'll link the video down below if I can find it, but basically it was describing the economic policies that he has and how they tend to favor men over women. Basically, as less jobs are available, it tends to be the women who don't have the jobs as often. And also, for people who do get hired for new jobs, more often than not, it's the man that gets hired than a woman. Now, this is something interesting that I think a lot of people don't like to acknowledge, and that's that there still is a lot of sexism in society. It's like how some people deny that racism exists. Like, oh, there's no racism in America anymore. We all treat everybody equally. And you have to just be some sheltered person who's never been outside the world to deny that racism still exists in the world. And it's the same thing with sexism. That's just how it works. Most employers would rather hire a woman than a man. Or a man than a woman. And you might say, hey, that's not allowed. That's not legal in most areas. But how can you tell? How can you determine why they hired them? So in that regard, I would say that what's happening, it does tend to put women at a disadvantage, but it has nothing to do with the actual legislation itself. It's the economic plan and the results that follow from that. It's not passing legislation saying that women do this or they can't do that. It's just how the economy naturally happens. This has nothing to do with Obama in and of himself. He's not passing policies that favor men over women. Our economy just favors men over women overall, and that's a systemic problem that we have to deal with and fix. And I agree, that's a huge problem, that when you're finally getting new jobs, the majority of them are men being hired over women, that there's something wrong with that, but that's not anything that Obama has to do with. You could say that his problem is losing jobs, but that's not, it has nothing to do with women. And even if it did, Mitt Romney's plan wouldn't do any better. It wouldn't provide anything else that he's not. In fact, it would probably be worse.